Ooh, excuse me. Morning, good morning, good morning. Just wait for a few of you to come in. It's so hot today, isn't it? I'm having a hot flush. Here we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It says I've got stars enabled. I don't know what that means. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I know it's Thursday morning again already. I know. It's frightening, isn't it, how the time goes by. Margaret messaged me yesterday saying my hair looked darker. I think it looks a bit blonder today, doesn't it? Morning, Leslie. How are you? Morning, Juanita. Morning, Valerie. Morning, Francis. Just get myself comfortable before we begin. Morning, Princess. Oh, do you know, I'm so hot. Oh, it's not in workshop. No, it's not sunny. It's not sunny at all. It's like dull. But I woke up and I thought I'd left the heating on. It's so humid. It's untrue. Morning, Cousin Susan. Morning, Lynn. Morning, Jacqueline. Morning, Anne. Morning, Louise. Morning, Debbie. How are you? Helen Chambers. Good morning. How is everybody this morning? Have you all watched it? Were you shouting at the telly like I was? Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Alison from Cardiff. Bora da. Joan, good morning, John. Hope you're well. I'm very well, thank you. I've got a day off. Bora da, John, and everyone. Cloudy in Swansea Valley this morning. I haven't taken... Oh, that's what... I was just going downstairs to do something. Couldn't remember what it was to take my hay fever pill. Morning, John. Everyone, bit cool on the northeast coast. Morning, says Julie. How are you, Jackie? It's overcast here, Jackie, as well. Really overcast, but it's so humid. Morning, John. Everyone says Neve. Aileen says good morning from a dull Barnsley. How can Barnsley be ever dull? Glenys says good morning. How are you, Glenys? Morning, Barbara. Oh, it's sunny in Aberdeenshire today. They seem to have the opposite to everybody else, don't they, in Aberdeenshire? Morning, Trace. How are you? Thank you for the kiss. Margaret, good morning, John, and everyone else that is about. It's very dull here on the Fylde coast day. But is it warm? It's so humid here in the Midlands, I can't tell you. Good morning, says Diane. Anio says morning. Love the shirt. This one's very old, this shirt. Morning. Sun has just come out, says Heather. Oh, maybe it'll come out here then. Claire says, good morning, John. I don't laugh out loud to tears often, but seeing Joe spinning like a nun from the sad music, well, he copied me on that, because when I did Beat the Stylist with Connie, I played that. Both she and I did that on the south bank of the river. Denise says good morning. Nancy says good morning. Shelley says good morning. Kate says no idea what I sent. I was saying good morning. Oh, I didn't see anything, Kate. Morning from sunny Camden Town, says Karen. Angela says good morning. John Scott. Susan says, morning, everyone from South Yorkshire. Sazzy says, good morning. So, hang on. Morning, John. Not posh here for much. Oh, hello, not posh. Hot stuff or flush? No, I know. I'm having a hot flush. I think that's what it is, Christine. Sue says, morning, John and all. Sarah Ann says, pop and take your tablet. Oh, no, it's fine. It won't take that. I'll take it afterwards. Cannot stay, John. Off to the dentist. Sunny but breezy in Redcar, says Sylvia. Morning from a wet Belfast, says Judy. Margaret says, morning, John. Damien shouldn't have gone. No, I don't think he should, Margaret. Hello. There's my gorgeous niece. Alex is watching when she should really be working. Joe was on form. Morning, John. Loved your pictures with Maisie. Happy baby whisper. Oh, I know. She was gorgeous, wasn't she? You've met Maisie. How lovely. Oh, thank you. Who was that? Sorry, missed that one. Very quickly, Carol. Marie says, good morning, John. Everyone cooler today in Cornwall. The sun is breaking through. It's boiling here, but there's no sunshine. Marie says, good morning, John. Everyone cooler today in Cornwall. Oh, I've done that one, sorry. Margaret says, Muggy here. Stockton on Tees. Good morning. Jenny says, good morning. Angela says, hello from Northampton. Jenny says, morning from Fulham. Kate's in. Mother Kate's in. Morning from West Wales, grey and humid here. It's here. Rosemary says, morning, John. Just unpacking my home delivery whilst I watch and listen. Sunny in Devon. I've just had a delivery as well. I know, I've just had a delivery. Good morning, John. I bought some new egg cups. And an egg cutter thing. How cute is Maisie? Great pics with you. Thank you, Catherine. Zoe says, morning, John. Hot and sunny here. It's not sunny here, Zoe. It's not sunny here at all. I've got a very strong light on. That's why it looks like it's sunny. Cousin Susie says, Fari should have gone. Oh, no. I didn't think Fari should have gone. Isn't that weird? I don't think Damien should have gone, says Sue. Pauline says, hi, John, Variety should have gone. Variety? Do you mean Fari? Or Farry? Morning, lovely one, says Lo. She's on a business one today. Okay, then. I did love Esme'S Necklace. No, I did last night. That was a very theatrical necklace. She'd obviously nicked that from some big musical or something. I think it was close between them, but I agree with who left. Esme had a lovely necklace on for a change. I'd like one of those. Oh, Caroline, I think I know we can get them. Morning, Alex, says Shelley. Shelley saying morning to Alex. You'll have met Alex on last week's. This time last week. Lovely and fresh here this morning in Seaford, thank goodness. Oh, I could do being by the seaside. Nice breeze. Overcast in Bristol, says Carol. Darling, Birmingham, very warm. Well, Glenys, you're just down the road to me, you see. Sarah in Manchester in Milton Keynes says very warm and cloudy. Lorraine says, good morning, John, and blows a kiss. Good morning. Jane says, morning, John, love to see you. Solihull muggy and looks like rain, though it's very warm. Damien shouldn't have gone. There you go. Jane thinks that as well. It's really weird, isn't it? Sunny in Exmouth. Hang on. How have I just said Sunny in Exmouth? How have I sent myself a message from Exmouth? That's a bit worrying, isn't it? Cloudy here in Great Torrington. I wonder if I've been, not spiked. What's the word called? Good morning, everyone, says Tracy. Sorry, because Lo's on the computer rather than phone. Do you think it was a Butler and Wilson necklace? It looked very much like it, Claire, yeah. Or a cheap version. Hi, John, Sunny in Hampton. Sad to see Damien go. Yeah, so was I. It was just his choice of fabrics let him down, and that's just an experience, isn't it? Oh, no, I know who it is. That's frightening, isn't it? Ali, who I work with, has got access to my John Scott Saying World, and she's obviously watching on there. I was sad to see Damien go. He couldn't win. In Esme's eyes, no, he couldn't. Oh, excuse me. Morning, gorgeous. So cross Damien went. I had an awful night. I wait till 4:30, so I might not stay. Oh, Nikki. I hope it wasn't because of Damien didn't sleep. How difficult was that first dress challenge? Yes, way too difficult. Way too difficult. I don't think Damien had given up, but he's kind of new, didn't he? Oh, here you go. Crazy Lorraine said she borrowed that necklace from my collection of bling. Well, Crazy Lorraine's a drag queen in real life. Oh, the sun's coming out. Michelle says, hot stuff, great show last night. Michelle, how are you feeling? Michelle's had really bad asthma since she had her jab. Ruth says, I assume it was someone... Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Damien doesn't do instructions. No, he doesn't, Jennifer. That's what made him quite nice, wasn't it? My hubby says he's not watching as Damien has gone. There's only 2 left now, though, aren't there? Marie says, Islington calling, sunny, just like summer. Oh, I do miss London. Morning, John. Very warm here in Wellingborough. So sad Damien went. Catherine said, Damien shouldn't have gone. Love how he goes off piece to do it. No, I agreed with that. I mean, we'll get into it later, but I agreed that he thought, I'm not going to get it finished, so I won't do a lap zip. I'll put a zip in, so at least it's finished. See, he'd work well in theatre. I was sad to see Damien go, says Karen. Jenny said, isn't it like not finishing an exam but getting a pass? What if you don't finish it? How can she never finish but carry on? At least Damien's learning and finishes. Morning, John says Rachel. Lo says, I would have hated to do that first dress. Yeah, if that was a push in 4.5 hours. If I was going to do that in 4.5 hours, you wouldn't be able to chat or anything. You'd literally have to put your head down and just get on with it straight away. I think Fari should have gone, says Princess. Stuart says, morning, good show last night. Gutted for Damien. He was my favourite, but understood why. Lorraine, oh, now you see... Lorraine, I hated Garment of the Week, and I was shouting at the telly, how can they vote that piece of rubbish in as the Garment of the Week? I thought it was atrocious. So sad to see Damien go last night. He chose the wrong fabrics. I know. No, hubby. No, hubby was so blooming fidgety. Oh, hang on. This is Nikki because she couldn't sleep. She was too hot. Shelley says he was robbed. He was, but he did pick the wrong fabrics. But that was inexperience, wasn't it? Oh, hang on, the messages are flying in now. Well, good morning, John and all. It's a beautiful day here in Eaton Brain. No Dunstable. My friend Sharon in Devon can't listen till later. Lynn Tuitt says, I'm watching in the car on the way to Muddleford with 2 grandsons. I hope you're not driving. Oh, listening. You can listen, yeah. Can't wait to see the sea. Oh, how lovely. Who do you think should have gone? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute because it had to be Damien. I know it had to be Damien, but I just disagree with the way they voted. Bit dull here in Derbyshire, says Susan. Bear Grylls is watching. I think Damien is a lot like us, a lot of us home sewers. When he isn't sure of a technique, he sticks with what he knows. I suppose it takes a different skill to work out alternative ways. I think he was just clever Because if he had tried to do the lap zip, he wouldn't have had a dress on a mannequin. So he would have definitely been last, wouldn't he? I always enjoyed watching Damien. He was my favourite. I want him to win, says Anne. Karen says, I would give him Raf the garment of the week. So would I. Glennis hated the garment of the week as well, you see. Jackie says, Dave said all the nurses were talking about sewing bee and said Damien shouldn't have gone. Ah, bless Damien. He really should learn from his previous week watching others struggle with his flimsy satin. Oops. Well, they didn't have much choice. They all had to do satin, didn't they? I know they have time restraints, but unless you're a professional, it's unrealistic. Elaine, that first one definitely was. The first one was definitely it. Damien knew he was going. We'll miss him. Had hard first challenge. My curtain mics get cut up. Do you know what? When I did, what was it called? Merchant of Venice at Colchester Theatre. We were at the night of the dress rehearsal, and the woman playing the maid, but it was a main part maid, threw a tantrum, wouldn't wear a dress. And all I had were the green velvet curtains hanging in my wardrobe in my office, my fitting room. So I took them down and I made her, overnight, I made her a complete Renaissance dress out of this green velvet, ready for the first night the next day. I think Farry should have gone, says Nancy, for the third week running. Did anyone else think the back of the bodice on the garment of the week was too long? Yes, it was. Garment of the week was rubbish. It was indeed, Susan. Do you know, John, the judges really do have favourites? It's obvious. I think so. Right from the beginning, when Esme was talking to Serena, I know. He was willing to learn new things, says Damien. I thought Farry should have gone, says Susan. I would have given Serena's baby dress garment of the week, personally. Oh, no, I did. I did as well. I would as well. I thought Raf's made to measure more ABBA than Dreamgirls. That's a good one, yeah. Shame about Damien. At least his zip was neat compared to the others. Yes, exactly. Even Patrick said, didn't it, at the bottom of the zip. Oh, it's lovely and neat there. Alison said, I loved Raf's. Should have been garment of the week, but was it the right period? I didn't like Raf's outfit much, but the garment of the week wasn't that great either. Oh, no, Claire, it was awful. I think they gave it to Rebecca. She kept going on about being second to Serena. Maybe. The first original show, the Made to Measure, had 7 hours to it. Ooh. And how long did you have yesterday? 4.5, was it, or 5? Oh, hang on. Sue agrees. Jenny says hello. Oh, there's so many messages, sorry. Morning, bit late. Didn't get the notification, says June. Nikki says, I thought this red dress was the best looking on the dummy and the only one that fitted over the bum. Whose was the red dress? Anyway. Catherine says favouritism is really noticeable now. Jennifer says Serena will win the show. She's very clever. I love Raf's Made to Measure. Damien should not have gone. I hope we see more of him in the sewing world because he had great personality. The judges surely can tell who has made the garment to some of the better sewers than others. And then there was, in the challenge. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Roxana. She agrees with something. Right, I've caught up already, blimey. So, oh yes, Damien's red dress, yeah. Raf's last garment wasn't Dreamgirls. No, it wasn't. It was more ABBA. We were just saying that. Dreamgirls go through the ages. Raf's was a very 70s and so clever to foil over the fabric. Nice to see him using his core skills. Yeah, no, because he'd obviously painted all those feathers before he got there, hadn't he? He painted the gold on the feathers. It does go through the ages, doesn't it? But I think it was more 80s. I like Farry, but I think she should have gone. You see, I liked Farry's last dress. I thought Farry's Made to Measure was lovely. Morning, John. Hope you're well, says Janet. I'm good, thank you. June says Raf is much more experienced than we are led to believe. I agree. I agree with you, June, I'm afraid. There was one point he was doing something, and I thought, blimey, I wouldn't be able to do that without pins. And I can't remember what it was. He was very, very clever. I didn't like how Patrick and Esme were talking about the sewers in whispers. Don't they do that every week, Cousin Susan? I thought Raf's garment was dreadful. Oh, did you, Helen? Isn't it funny how we all like different things? Pauline says, just a quick hello, get ready for work. Lorraine says, had Sewing Street on this morning. My 17-year-old son comes in the kitchen, said, no, John Scott this morning. Lorraine, hang on. He's so used to hearing your voice in the morning in the kitchen. I'll be back on Saturday and Sunday and 22 other shifts this month. Sarah Ann says, I keep saying this, but it should be a cumulative point. I'm sort of agreeing with you. Had bother with the network. Hello from Glasgow, says Sandra. In my opinion, they might as well give Raf the winner prize now. In Esme's eyes, he can do no wrong, says Carol. Ooh. I laughed so much when Damien replied to Esme that the 70s pattern, he said it could be 80s, and Esme gave him such a look, didn't she? Didn't she? But that's Damien, isn't it? Esme's favouritism towards Serena is as plain as the nose on her face. They've got rid of the biggest personality on the show last night and based it on his made-to-measure only. I know. Farry always saves herself on a made-to-measure. Ruth says Farry's made-to-measure was very Diana Ross, so he has fitted the Dream Girls brief. It did. I loved that sleeve. That sleeve was lovely, wasn't it? The favouritism thing is making me quite cross now. Now, Tracy, I agree. I messaged Stuart last night and said I'm not watching anymore. I mean, I'll watch more of this series, obviously, but for once I like the Transformation Challenge. Well, June, it was a proper one, wasn't it? It was a proper one because you would do that. You could do that. Like Maria did in Sound of Music, take the curtains down, make kiddies' clothes. And I like Damien's little dungarees as well. It's just a shame. I think they opened that popper. They didn't open anyone else's, did they? I think they did the popper on purpose. I thought the way that Rafe put the gold fabric on himself was so good. Yeah, that's a trick from the film industry. We do that a lot in the film industry. Cousin said we saw a lot more of Serena's personality last night. Yes, we did, didn't we? She seems quite sweet and she came twice. I hope she wins. Right, well, her sewing is the best by a long chalk, isn't it? Well, Miss Damien, not the best sewer, but lots of talent, says Sandra. Exactly. Farry's dress was lovely. I did like Farry's last dress. Right, it's like last year. The judge's favourite was obviously Nicole, even though she got something wrong every week. Yes, Sue! I so agree with that. Pam Minnie Honey says, good morning, sorry I'm late, had to pick up the grandchildren. Thought Esme pulling the popper off was excessive. I think they did that on purpose. Morning John says, Ian, predicted Damien last week. Esme's wasn't impressed when he said 1980s. Oh no. Loved Raf's feather outfit. Well, yes, you would. You'd wear that to one of your board meetings, wouldn't you? What are they called? Parish council meetings. It's very Bond, 1978 Kate Bush. Esme yanked the poppers open. I didn't like Raf's garment at all, says Andy Lynn. They've done the transformation challenge from curtains before. Oh, well, it's a good one. Oh, Stuart's back in. He says, I agreed. I felt Esme really pulled on that pupper like she did to Andrew's hat. No need for it. I've made many a dress from curtains. Lots of nurses' bags I made from donated curtains. A useful transformation. Exactly. Claire. Lynn Tritt says Esme ripped on the poppers on Damien's shorts. It didn't she just? I think it was done on purpose. Well, Glennis. I know I've got to write my 2-page piece for Simply Sewing. Oh, while I'm on the thing about Simply Sewing, I've got a new page. Go to my Facebook page. I'll share it again today. But I need you to send in your John Scott sewing surgery questions. But I'll tell you about that later. Hang on. I've never had popper come on. Oh, no. He might not have put it on properly, but I think she was making a point of opening it. Farry did save herself with her last garment, Patricia. If you wear Farry's finish makes against Damien's finish, I'm sure Damien will still be in the show. Yes, if you did cumulative, he would be. I like Farry, but last night's dress didn't think it was well stitched, but it was a bit wavy because the fabric was a difficult one to use, wasn't it? Maybe Raf is just a natural sewer. There are a few clever people who are. Farry has to go as well as Joe, says Eileen. Deirdre says hi from the Ribble Valley. Meeting my dear friend Margaret for coffee and a cake. It's her birthday. We all love the makes. Oh, hang on, I can't. Oh, come on. We all love the makes, especially the Transformation Challenge. I like that yesterday as well. I think Rebecca deserved Best Garden Week. Oh, she so didn't. She so didn't, Sandra. I hated that dress. Turpin says, so happy Rebecca won for once. Her joy was genuine. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But I hated that dress. It looked like a cheap old Amdram Panto dress, in my opinion. I didn't care for Ref's either. Too much black. He should have taken the cape off. They should have walked down, the model should have walked down the catwalk and thrown the cape off to show the rest of it. I like Farry's dress, it was beautiful. I love red, says Susan. Not watch showing, but we'll catch up later. Oh, Anne, we're spoiling it for you. Esme yanked open Damien's popper to test it. She did. Margaret. Nikki says, I'm fed up with favouritism. They're determined to get rid of him this week, so obviously they want Raf to win. Ian says, John, I think I could just about carry that off at the county council meeting. Yeah, good for you. Pam loved Raf's outfit. Very red carpet it was. Elaine said, I thought Raf's made to measure had a hungry bum, but Esme never mentioned it. No, you see. Well, she might have done, but it might have got cut from the edit. Also, we don't know how much the director and the editors have in the final cut as well, because we might be because we saw an awful lot of Serena and Rebecca yesterday, didn't we? But they wouldn't have been able to rip them off if he put them on properly. Oh, no, exactly. It will be Farry or Rebecca next week. Yes, definitely. I didn't get my last Simply Saying. I rang up and was told a new one being sent out. Still waiting. Jackie, no. I'll send a message for you. It's the one with the... what was in it? What was my page? Was it the pyjamas one? No. I can't remember what the last one was now. I had to laugh when Damien got that Esme look. Yeah, exactly, Susan. I agree, little too tight around the bum, says Catherine. Judy says, I love Damien's dungarees. Thought they were the best of all the others. Yes, you see. June says, I didn't think Ralph's experience would be an issue if he had... I don't think Ralph's experience would be an issue if he hadn't said he'd only started studying lockdown. No, I think they made a big thing of it. The editors, the directors have made a big thing of it, haven't they? Ralph's cake wasn't finished but got away with it. Exactly. I thought how was funny last night, but the funniest moment was when he's... Oh, Joe. I thought Joe was funny last night, but the funniest moment was when he said to Damien about the dirty dancing lift. His face was a picture. Oh, yeah, because he had no idea what he was talking about, did he? Hello from Queensland in Australia. Hello, Debbie, my love. Nancy says, Amdram Panto describes that dress perfectly. There you go. Lo says, Garment of the Week was just too literal. More Priscilla than Dreamgirls. It was rubbish panto. That's what it was. Why didn't Raf's model take off her cape? That's what I thought, Pat. She should have done too. Yeah, I saw that, Karen. You thought Joe was funny. I'm so grumpy today, says Nikki. Oh, no. Not wrong with panto. No, there's nothing wrong with panto, but they're not making panto costumes, are they, Claire? I've done many a panto in my time, but no. Lisa says, hi, it's beautiful sunshine here in Hillsborough. I love last night's episode, but Esme was in right funny form. Hilarious. Karen says the last three will be Rebecca, Raf, and Serena. Rebecca, Raf, and Serena. Oh, yeah, because you think Farry will go next week. Stuart who was in it, Jackie? Jackie said Stuart was in it. D, you have to catch up later. Going to look around the grandchildren. Oh, look after the grandchildren, says D. I agree with you, Karen, says Sandra. Maria says, I'd love to see Esme or Patrick make something that quickly and then pick holes in it. I'm sure they're not perfect either. I wouldn't be able to do it. Anne says, losing patience with the programme is surely they should have voted on all three challenges, not just the last one. And I so agree. I thought the dress of the week looked like a cheap fancy dress outfit. Thank you, June. Thank you. I agree. Margaret says, in the final, it'll be Raf, Serena and Rebecca. Raf to win, says Margaret. It's difficult, isn't it? Because do they give it to another medical-based person? Hello from St Helens. That's where my brother's hospital is, Karen. Rebecca's dress was the best fit. Serena's was a poor fit. No, Serena's was... I thought in the advert for the show, Serena's dress looked amazing, and I thought it was going to be the winner. And then when I saw it on, it didn't fit at all. It did fit, but it was horrible. Love Joe, but he interrupts too much when you're sewing. You need to concentrate. All people say that about me on Sewing Street, though, don't they? Even if Damien Dreamgirl's dress was spot on, they still would have got rid of him. I think so too, Caroline. Morning, John from sunny Durham. Hello, Jean. Issue 82 was Jersey. Oh, yes, I know. It was the one. Oh, yes, Stuart. Stuart. Stuart was in it. My friend Lynn, the costume I made was in it. You're right. Sorry, you're right, Shelley. I see what you mean. And Jackie, I see now which Stuart you mean. That first dress would take me a blinking week to make. Oh no, it was a 1-1, wasn't it? A funny line was orange upholstery screams disco. Yeah, that was funny. Jackie said, yeah, Stuart from Woolpatch. Yeah, Stuart from Woolpatch was in it. Yeah. Morning, busy morning, but here now, says Anne-Marie. Eloise says, I'm so sad that Damien has gone. He made the show for me and should have got Garment of the Week last week. Yes, he should. Can you get Damien on Sewing Street, please, to demonstrate? I've already put his name forward. Your last page about Jersey. Thank you, Claire. Right, Trace says, how dare people say that about you? Oh, they do. When they pulled off the poppers, I shouted, what the heck are you expecting in 90 minutes? I know. 90 minutes. I don't know how they do it because my brain would still be thinking after 90 minutes. I think Raf will win, but I think Serena's better sewer. Oh, Serena is definitely the best sewer there. Raf is the best creative. So it depends next week. No, the week of that, no final, what they choose, isn't it, really? Jean said, I'm sad Damien left. He was a good sport. Damien's dress was like something from Robin Hood. I quite liked his dress, but it wasn't. Maybe, you see, the thing is, right, he's a lad from Bolton. He won't know what Dreamgirls fabrics are. He won't know. It's a shame they don't get any advice or anything, isn't it? I think, Caroline, you are on the button. He was all, oh yeah, Caroline said that he was going this week. Lowe said they seem to have reduced the time for making the outfit over the years. They should have been given more time. They should. Joan said, I think the show will lose a lot of viewers next series. It needs a bit of a reboot. Available, Joan, if you're booking. They had it in for Damien from the beginning. Excuse me. Shelley says, totally agree about the next series. Stuart said, I think they need to reevaluate the time limits next year and extend them. Catherine thinks it needs a scoring system. I completely agree with you, Catherine. Didn't like Serena's dress at all, and it didn't fit the model. I like Raf's trousers, but don't think the model would have been able to sit down. Well, they were stretch. They were stretched, so she should be able to. I didn't like Serena's final dress. The silver swirl panel had a big seam down the centre, which looked wrong. It could have been brilliant, that last dress. I think the transformation was better this week, and they were told what to make with the fabrics rather than having to think on the fly. Exactly. I'm just going to have some water. Excuse me. Right. Should we start with last night's show then? So the first one was Damien. Morning, gorgeous. Well done to Rebecca last night. No, Christine, it wasn't stunning. It did not, in my opinion, did not deserve Garment of the Week whatsoever. Love Damien, but he was a bit slapdash with his sewing, not reading instructions, doing his own thing. Does anyone else watch Bake Off The Professionals? No, I've never watched that. Farry struggles if she hasn't practiced. No, because yesterday she did sleeves that she's done on another dress, didn't she? Anyway, Damien came 5th with his red dress. I thought that was a bit of a shame, the first one, because he worked so hard. Good. Could you get Jamie on your show when you start again? He'd be fantastic. Oh, on the John Scott show. Yeah, maybe. So Damien, and this is going in the bin today, so take a last look at it. I would see Simon Cowell's friend wearing Damien's dress. Oh, yeah, that's because his model looks like Sunita. His model looks so like Sunita, doesn't he? So the red dress, I thought he shouldn't have been last. That's a bit of a shame. I noticed the seam too was in the bad place. I didn't like the finished dress Serena made. No, but in the adverts, it was made to look amazing, wasn't it? Then I don't think he should have come 4th in his little trousers, Damien's little trousers. And then, of course, he used the wrong fabric. Now, it could have worked, but not for Dreamgirls. It could have worked for a sci-fi or something like that. And it didn't fit on the shoulders. He did make the mistake of not fitting her. And if he'd fitted her, he could have just fitted those shoulders a little bit better, couldn't he? So, bye-bye, Damien. Oh, these have been stuck on here for so long now. I'm sewing the buttons on the romper pattern from the show. It only took 10 hours. There you go, you see. Jacqueline says, Damien was like the naughty schoolboy, not paying attention to instructions and carrying on regardless. Farry saves her energy for the final garment each week. Who said that one? Sandra. Ruth says, as a home sewer, I identify with Damien. He's a bit like me. You can't work out the pattern, work out a way to do it. I sort of agree, because that's what we all do. Damien is encouraged. You'll be great on Sewing Street, John. Yes, I think he would, Jean. So let's move on to Farry now. Do we know if Damien is dyslexic? Oh, Doreen, that's a good question. I like Damien's play outfit. So did I, Cousin Susan. I thought it was lovely. Right, now we're on to Farry. Damien has been a breath of fresh air on the sewing bee, and I'm sad that he's gone. He should have been placed higher on the previous challenge. No, he should. Ruth says, yes, me and my other half have said that. What did you say? Oh, the seam in the wrong place on Serena's. But she only followed the pattern, didn't she? Anyway, Farry. She did the dark pink dress at the beginning. Neat bodice, no hem. Sometimes I don't think it matters with the hem. Then she did the jumpsuit with no zip. She came bottom in that one, didn't she? I didn't like that at all. Damien will be missed. There's only 2 more weeks to go, though, Shelley. And then we'll maybe see him elsewhere. Farry can only seem to be saying that she's practiced. Yep. I like Rebecca's transformation shorts. No, did you? No, I like the idea. I didn't like the fabrics used. Farry needs more time. You see, now everyone's been saying, Jennifer, that on past seasons, they've all had more time. Farry didn't finish 2 of her garments this week. She's been given too many chances. Yeah, she'll go next week. I think she or Rebecca will go next week. That's my tip. Karen says, my argument with Farry is that she has had more unfinished garments than she did finished ones. Surely that has to count. I think what they do is after the show finishes, they wipe the slate clean and they start again with the next week, don't they? Farry should have gone this week, says Sue. But I loved her red dress. I know it wasn't brilliantly sewn, but I loved that sleeve going across the back of the back and the one shoulder sleeve. It was like a Bond girl dress, wasn't it? I liked Farry's red dress. It wasn't sewn very well, though, Cousin Susan. So Farry lives to do another... No, that's the wrong thing to say, isn't it? What's what I'm trying to... Oh, Sarah Ann totally agrees with Sarah, or to Susan. I hope Farry leaves next week. She doesn't deserve to be in the final, says Michelle. The thing is, she's so lovely, and she can sew, but that she's not very good on the first challenges, is she? I thought the sample dress at the beginning of Patrick and Esme... Oh, it was really bad. I messaged that to Stuart. In fact, did I write it on here? Oh, no. I messaged that to Stuart saying it was awful, the sample one. Farry should have gone. Too many unfinished garments, says Shelley. I think they gave Rebecca Garment a week as they've made their mind up she's going next week. Oh, maybe, Elaine. That's a good, what's it, isn't it? Right, strange. Sometimes hems are looked at and others are ignored. I know, it's weird, isn't it? Anyway, so I like Farry's last asymmetrical red dress, but she's in the semi-final. Right, then we move on to Rebecca. So now here's Rebecca. She was determined this week, wasn't she? Like I sort of when Joe said to her, "Oh, could you help Damien with romper suits?" And she, no, you know what I mean? She wouldn't help him, would she? So Farry not finishing, points would sort it. She has time issues, but she's a good sewer. Yes, Christine, definitely. Jean says Farry never finishes, so we can't judge the complete look, so she can easily pass for next week. Yep. So what did Rebecca do? She did the pale blue dress, but it was really weird, wasn't it? Rebecca's dirty dance dress was really nice. I liked it more than Serena's. Yes, I did as well. But Patrick started off by saying, yes, the teacher in me gave garments of the week to her regardless. What, to who? Who are you talking about? Rebecca? Stuart, no. We'll fall out on that one. Jacqueline says Rebecca said she wasn't given the secret. I know. Now, when Rebecca's dirty dancing dress came on, Patrick said, this is brilliant. Then Esme pulled it apart, didn't she? Rebecca came over a bit desperate, wanted to beat Serena. Yes, she did. That could have been in the editing, though. Would Rebecca's dress have looked better in a different colour? The last one, you mean? Or her dirty dancing one? The editing of last night's programme signposted that Rebecca was going to get garment of the week with the pretend rival. I thought either that or she was going to go. I think Rebecca's style is a little bit old-fashioned and a bit childlike. Nancy, I agree totally. Thought Rebecca was whiny about not coming first. Well, they just edited it in a lot, didn't they? They did put it in a lot. So her blue dress came second. Then she did the skirt and she came second. The lace on the waist of Rebecca's baby blue dress was beautiful. No, it was lovely. It was really nice. That's the kind of thing you'd put on a dress like that, not a black band like Serena had. But Serena's hem was much more level. Yeah, the gold one. Right, okay. And then her gold dress, yes. Would her dress look better in a different fabric? Maybe. Also, she needed lots more layers of the chiffon at the hem because it just was so completely see-through. Yes, but to be fair... Oh, hang on. Karen says, just to be fair to her, she then did ask Damien if he was okay. Oh, yes. But it was her initial reaction, and you always go with your gut first reaction, don't you? I noticed that Esme's got her favourites. Rebecca is so sweet. Her gold dress was a good fit. It did fit, but the rest of it was awful. She had a couple of digs at Serena. She certainly did. And then it was just where we're good friends, isn't it? Anyway, there's Rebecca. She's in the semi-final. I think these two, one of these two are going to go next week. Rebecca wound me up last night going on about coming second all the time. I know, Susan. The thing is, Susan, she might have only said it those 4 times, but then the editor kept putting it in, which meant it looked like she kept saying it all the time. Then we go on to Raph. So Raph's burgundy dress, uneven hair, no lace. He came third. I didn't like the colour of his. I didn't like that colour. I didn't like the burgundy colour. Rebecca is portrayed in a bad light. Editing. Yep, I think so, Christine. She did, says Shelley. Dan says, I'm glad Rebecca had a win at last. Yes, it was nice for her to have a win, but Rebecca's gold dress front bust seam was gathered. Mm-hmm. I saw it as just a bit of healthy competition, says Princess. See, we all see it differently, don't we? I didn't like Ralph's transformation later. No, I didn't either. And yet Patrick loved it, didn't he? So, hang on, he did a burgundy dress, had a very uneven hem, and he came third. Then he did the yellow fringed lederhosen. I couldn't see a child wearing that one at all. Whatsoever. Couldn't see a child wearing that one at all. And then his jumpsuit and his cape, I really think he should have told his model to throw the cape off as she got to the end of the catwalk so he could see the whole thing, because it was a very heavy black cape, wasn't it? It was very clever the way that he painted the feathers, and it was very clever the way that he did the iron-on gold. A bit bored that Farry keeps crying, says Maria. Well, she's the only one this year, isn't she? Last year we had a few meltdowns, didn't we? Raph's lederhosen was obvious from a curtain with the gathers. Yes, I wouldn't have used the ruffler tape on mine. I'd have got rid of that completely and started again. But he's through to the semi-finals, and he will be in the final, I think. He will also be in the final. I must admit that I love the style of the baby dresses, but never in a month of Sundays would I put myself through attempting to sew one. Far too stressful, especially not in 4.5 hours. I know, impossible. They have to be applauded for that. Raf has given up on the transformation task. Anne says, I'd love to see a book of garments you've made from Princess Margaret's to velvet curtains. Yeah, but I haven't got pictures of any of them. That's the problem. You can't go up to Princess Margaret and say, can I just... And also, in those days, we didn't take that many pictures, did we? June says, I thought the gold outfit was too tight on the bum and the hips. It was. Raf's transformation was awful, says Catherine. Roxana says, definitely not a play suit. No, it wasn't. Attract says, I think maybe the cape hid a multitude of things. Maybe Attractor. That's why, maybe why she didn't take it off. Jean says, I didn't like the burgundy dress. He saved himself at the end. Ooh, hang on. However, would like to have seen the cape off to see the fit of the jumpsuit. Yeah, now Attractor just said it could have been hiding things and he told her not to take it off. Ralph, no, not sure about him as he knows an awful lot about sewing. Ralph, no, not sure about him at all. He knows a lot about sewing. Now, somebody just said he could just be a natural. He could just be, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I do like Rebecca, but you said editing makes them look wrong. Yes, you see, sometimes the editing can do that. All right, Lynn says he tucked the bib down to make it look better. What was that on his child's one? I didn't like his lederhosen at all, or the burgundy colour choice, and his cape not mad about, so wasn't a fan of his creations this week. Ooh. Lowe says, I think they should have to dress their child in the awful transformation, take them out in public. No, you can't do that to the child. Right, so that's Ralph, so he's through, and he will be through in the final. And then last but not least, Serena. So now, Serena is by far the best sewer. She's the best sewer. Would have liked to have seen some lace on the burgundy dress. Yes, but he didn't get time. He ran out of time, didn't he? Raf is the teacher's pet, thinks Christine. See? Everyone has their opinions. Right, so, Serena. I've just written, the first thing I've written down, right at the beginning of the show, she's Esme's favourite. Raf is incredibly creative, Anne. I agree with that. Raf is a natural sewer. I think lots of flair and imagination. Yes, Karen, I agree. Now, this would be horrid. Oh, that would be horrid to the child. They'd be ringing Childline low. Dawn loved Raf's disco outfit. So Serena is definitely the best sewer there, isn't she? By far. No, she put the black lace. Why would you put black lace on that soft blue dress? If you took short time limits out, you can still judge sewing as there are many skills and techniques to analyse. Says Stuart. But the judges would have to work much harder. Serena's the best sewer, but she always plays safe. She does indeed. Serena's the best. She's quiet and just gets on with it. Yes, she is, Wendy. Totally. And I don't think Serena will do anything with it as a career afterwards because she's a medical student, isn't she? I think Serena's the best sewer, but some of her pattern choices are a bit meh. Meh, says June. So she did the blue, but she had a level hem. She came first in that one, but she is the most consistent of all she is the most consistent. On paper, she should win, but it depends whether they go for good sewing or they go for... Because it's going to be between these two, isn't it? It will be between these two at the end. Oh, you think Esme's biased towards Raf? You see, I thought she was biased towards Serena yesterday because she said right at the beginning, or whatever you do, Serena, it'll be beautifully sewn, didn't she? Right at the beginning. Anyway, I like that. Now, I liked Serena's transformation. Learned how to do everything really well. Lacks imagination, creativity, says Anne. Didn't like it when they used pleated heading. No, I wouldn't have used the pleated hemming either. What's the matter with Patrick? He's really quiet this series. Joe and Esme are so funny together, but Patrick seems left out. Maybe he's bored. Maybe he's bored of it all now. When you do how many has he done? What series are we on? 7. Maybe he's bored. You don't know. You don't know, do you? Serena to win. But I think they had chosen their winner and it will not be her. Oh, Shelley. Serena definitely a skilled technician but lacks creativity. I completely agree. Attractor. Serena is a better sewer, and if she doesn't make any mistakes in the fans, she could win. The others have all made mistakes or have incompleted outfits. You're right. Serena is neat and confident with saying it's only time pressure and that caused the mistakes with the others. She was the only one who thought to trim the skirt. Yep. Sarah Ann says Serena stays cool and gets on with it. Best sewer, but I didn't like her made to measure. No, her made to measure could have been stunning. could have been absolutely stunning, just didn't fit, did it? But her transformation was brilliant, wasn't it? Her transformation was absolutely brilliant. Anne says, I like Damien, but it was right, he went. Final dress was awful. He doesn't understand fabrics, or saying, no, but I just feel sad for him because he literally doesn't. All the others obviously do, and he doesn't. Didn't even know what Dirty Dancing was, did he? Serena's very good under pressure and a good soul. Well, just as well, she's going to be a doctor. Serena is my favourite, says Christine. Pleated heading would have been dusty, or it would Jean. Couldn't have given it to a child. I was waiting for Esme to shout, no cape. She looks like Edna. I don't know what that means. Cousin Susan says Serena to win. Patsy says they're all fabulous. I can't sew on a button. Right, and then so I loved her transformation. I would never put a child in Serena's creation. Those sleeves would catch on everything. Rebecca's was more practical. Oh, Karen. I think creativity is learnt over time to some extent. That was Karen that wouldn't put a child in her outfit. Well, if he's bored, he should be professional enough not to let it show to the viewers. I think they'll make Ralph the winner this year. He's their favourite. That was Sue. Oh, hang on, I'm losing all the messages now. Lo says, Jeff has even started to shout at the TV. They have the same models. Why doesn't it fit? I know, Lo. I agree. She will be the final, and her transformation was great. Ralph will have to come up with something amazing to win. I think he will. I think he'll save it for the final, won't he? I agree, John Patrick looks bored. It just emphasises the need for a reboot of the entire show. Mind you, they've cancelled Holby City. Who knows? Sewing Bee could be next to go, couldn't it? I love Serena from the start, says Deborah. Edna Mode from The Incredibles. Oh, you've lost me on that. I don't know what that is. The fashion designer. I've never seen The Incredibles. If they are living in a bubble at the moment, he may be missing home. Yep. Well, yeah, it was last year now, but yes, he could have been. Also, Patrick was busy at that time doing an awful lot for... he might have just been tired, because that's when he and Dulcie and everyone were doing all the scrubs and everything like that, and he set up the big sew community sew and everything, didn't he? It will all come down to the final made to measure, the final made to measure, and maybe Raf's creativity will give him the edge, says Karen. I agree. Why have they cancelled Holby? They've said they want to use the money to be more inclusive or something like that. There was a statement last night from the BBC. And it's like next year's the last one. I thought you meant Dame Edna, says Audrey. If they have the same models next week, then I already love Serena's made-to-measure jacket. Oh, that's clever. Looking at what's coming up next week. I never watch what's coming up next week. June loves Holby City. So does Hannah, producer Hannah. But sadly... it's stopping. They're cancelling it. Poor old Cush has gone from EastEnders to Holby City, and that's been cancelled. We need more sewing programmes on TV, says Jean. What? Cancelled Holby City? Why? I know. The BBC just made a statement. Say, and also, my friend Amanda Mealing, who's in it, I think it was a bit of a shock to her. I don't think she realised. I thought she was definitely planning on going back. They're doing a Series 8, aren't they? Anyone apply? Oh, this is for... Well, who knows? They could advertise it now, but who knows? All the cast of Holby City thought that was carrying on, didn't they? Maybe Patrick's been affected by the pandemic. Who knows? Well, no. We all know exactly. It could be anything, couldn't it? Definitely done something to his dress sense. He had the wrong socks on yesterday. Did you notice? I would like I would like the show to do a technical element. I know. I agree, and I totally agree. Patrick is the only original from the start, and the other two just seem to big themselves up more. I think Patrick has problems with... Oh, right, Susan. Right, I don't know this. I'm just reading out Susan's message. Problems with his mental health. She read that somewhere. Oh, maybe. You see, maybe. We can't judge. You never know what's going on in someone else's life, do you? That's next week's jacket. Oh, I haven't looked yet. All my medical knowledge has come from Holby City. June, you're like Hannah. Whenever anyone works poorly, Hannah goes, oh, that'll be a pulmonary, because she's learned it all from Holby City. BBC has shocking programmes on TV at the moment. Nothing other than Sewing Bee is watchable, in my opinion. Claire says, I always skip the intro as it spoils the programme, and I mute next week preview for the same reason. I just switch off as soon as it's finished. Margaret says, I think Patrick was appalled at Damien using a pen to mark the fabric. We've all done it, and I bet you he has as well. Glenys loves Holby. The BBC are too political. Well, there's all rumours, aren't there? They're going to be, I don't know, going on about what licensing and all that. They advertised for people for the next series of The Circle, then announced it was cancelled a few days later. There you go. They have the same models, but the patterns they use may be different sizing depending on what it is. No, but they choose. They choose the patterns. Oh, yeah, depending on the brand. I see what you mean, yeah. So, yes, exactly. But they should know their model's body shape by now, shouldn't they? Damien did make me giggle when he mentioned the Vanish soap. Yeah, exactly. I thought that was good. Good on him. Good on him. I hope there's another series. It's more about sewing. Oh, yeah, it's more about sewing and not personality. I know. So, who do we think's going next week? It's between these two, isn't it? It's between the... Oh, hang on, wrong place. It's between these two, isn't it? I've never watched Holby and I stopped watching Casualty, says Jackie. Patrick's... Oh, I don't know what that word is, Sandra. Oh, reaction. Patrick's reaction was hysterical. Yes, I've used a pen, a pencil, and chalk in areas you don't see or you cut off. Yeah, exactly. Well, except I made the biggest mistake. When I was doing Seven Brides, Seven Brothers, Michaela Strachan came in for a fitting, and the only marker I had was a Sharpie pen, and I marked all the insides of the dress, and of course it came through. So I had to start it all over again. So please be careful if you're doing that. Problem is the pandemic has caused problems people don't realise they have. Oh, I know, Linda. Like Fari, so Lou thinks Fari's going next week. I did wonder if it was a friction pen he uses. No. Fari will go next week, says Karen. Fari will be going next week, says Jacqueline. Stuart says Rebecca will go next week. You see, I think Rebecca might go next week as well. Love Amanda Mealy. She's a great actress. She's adorable as well. But would we love it if the people didn't have personalities? Mine from Casualty, and sometimes I get the diagnosis right. Oh, Kathy, don't. I think Rebecca, as Fari made to measure, normally saves her. Fari to go next week, says Sue. As lovely as Fari is, I think she's used up all her chances to stay in. That's from Claire. Fari will stay if she can't finish things. Well, Fari will stay if she can finish things. Yeah, if she can finish things. Lucy says Fari has more lives than a cat. Karen says Fari should go, but who knows? No, it might be a shock, and Serena or Raf may go. I think it's going to be Serena, Raf and Rebecca in the final, says Jackie. I think it's Fari's time, not through her sewing, just the trying to be a perfectionist and not completing anything. Fari's going next week, cousin Susan. Oh, now while I remember, you know Stuart, remember I've told you about Stuart, who owns the Wool Patch, right? And he's got a YouTube channel, and every week he does a thing on... Great British Sewing Bee. Well, I'm his guest. We're filming it tonight, and I think it goes on YouTube tomorrow or Saturday, depending how lazy he is. So, or how busy he is in the shop. So, I'll let you know on Facebook. I will let you know on Facebook when it's going to be there, so you can go and watch it. But I'm going to be his guest. I'm quite excited. He doesn't do it like this. This is all professional. He does it all edited and everything like that. Jack says, I'm lucky I've got a paramedic as a son-in-law. So very helpful last weekend. I think Fari should go. Fari will stay because of inclusivity. Oh, I don't know if it will now. I think Rebecca should go next week as they won't want something good sewers in the final. Oh, I see. And then either Serena or Raf can win. Patrick doesn't like Fari. Oh, do you not think, Anne? I always feel sorry for the person who goes in the semi-final so near but so far. I know, but sometimes they're the ones who do best. Look at Mark Francis. Jennifer Taylor didn't win, did she? You know, all the people who don't win seem to do the best. I think Rebecca might go, but someone could have a mare and go. I agree, Catherine. Cousin Susan says it's a shame they don't have enough time. No, I didn't realise last year or the year before they had more time. It's a shame they don't have enough time. Oh, we've done that one. Maria says, don't watch medical dramas anymore. Spent too much time in hospital. Oh, no, Maria. Claire said, Stuart, lazy, never. Oh, can't wait to see it. You might need a lot of editing when you get you two going. I'm only the guest. I'll be the demure one. Fari should be the one to go, but I think it will be Rebecca. David Attenborough, Call the Midwife, and Sewing Bee will be only things left soon. If Adam had still been in, I wonder what's done. Oh, you'd have seen it. Now, if you follow him on Instagram, he wore it. He wore it on his Instagram. He made it and he wore it. It was brilliant. He would have won last night. He would have so won last night if he was still in. I'm still angry that he went. He shouldn't have gone, should he? It should be based on the sewing skills, not who they are. Fari should go, but it might be Rebecca. Only takes a bad day and everyone can go Christine. I so agree. Jennifer Taylor has had a baby last night. No, yesterday morning. 11 o'clock yesterday morning. It's got a strange name like Beowulf or something like that, isn't it? On the advert for next week show, it looked like Rebecca was having a disaster. Oh, does it? Anne said, Raf, Serena and Fari for the final. Oh, yes, I think that might happen. On the advert, I've said that one. Lynn Tweet says Jennifer Taylor had a baby boy. Yeah, it was a little... Was it a little boy? Oh, I didn't know from the name if it was a boy or a girl. Look how successful Tilly from Tilly and the Buttons is now, and she was out in week 3. Also, what about Guthrie and Garney and Guthrie? She was in it, wasn't she? And she's got a really successful shop now. Ralph has been consistent, so should win. Missed last night's ball catch-up, says June. Jean says, I'll have to find Adam on Instagram. Yes, do. It's called Adam J. Brooks, I think. Oh, do go and find him. But he made the dress. He showed the design this week, and he made it. But it's him wearing it. He hadn't got a model, so he made it for himself. Morning, everyone. Lovely. Lots of love from a very sunny, hot France. I agree, Farry should go next week, says Jackie. I just wish the powers that be would listen to our words of wisdom. The show would benefit from our feedback. Oh, I agree. Not just yet. Oh, there you go. Bodhi. Is that how you say it? Bodhi. Bodhi. And is that a boy or a girl's name? Is it a boy or a girl? Farry will be going next week, says Glennis. Oh. So. Right. Now, baby's name is Bodhi. Yeah, but Lynn, is it a boy or a girl? Sarah Ann says Adam should have stayed. He so should, you see. But it just shows that, one bad week. Stuart Hillard's another who didn't win. Yeah, he didn't win. No, he didn't win. Says Dawn. Kath says, I do hope Serena wins. If it's a sewing competition, then Serena should win. If it's a creative competition, then Raf should win. It's as simple as that, isn't it, really? I said to the telly last night, Adam should still be in and one of the finalists. He listens to this. He does listen to this with his mum, so he'll love it. Oh, it's a boy. It's a little boy. Jennifer Taylor's new baby's a little boy. Oh, that's nice. She's got a little girl and a little boy now. Bodhi the boy. That's how I remember that one. And did you see the pictures of me and Maisie on Facebook yesterday? She wasn't on the show. Lots of people saying, I missed it on the show. She wasn't on the show. She came in after the show. Jacqueline says, I agree with you, John. Thank you very much indeed. All right, shall we go? Shall we get on with our day? Comment on our Facebook page, said a boy. Oh, thank you. So I'm going to reshare the Simply Sewing thing now. So you can send your questions in. You don't send them to me, you send them straight to Simply Sewing. As much as I think Ferry should be the one to go next, she's made striking things in the Made to Measure before, and having 3 people in very different styles. Yes, no, exactly. That's right, Raf is the most creative. He is definitely. Julie says, I love Adam. Not kisses, heart. Well, if you go by the trailer of next week's show, Rebecca has a nightmare with her Made to Measure. Yeah, but sometimes they show that, don't they? And then you think, oh, she's going to go, and then she pulls it through. Great picture of you with Maisie. Picture of you were lovely, says Lynn and Anne. Yeah, saw you then. She suits you, looks very happy with her Uncle John. She was farting like a trooper, though, I can't tell you. Lovely pictures of you and Maisie. I've sent a question simply saying, yeah, I've answered yours, Jackie, already. Maisie was so cute in your pictures yesterday. You and Maisie, gorgeous pictures, says Claire. So cute, babysitting John. Not yet. I couldn't have them when they were that little. I'd be terrified. Adam should still be in it. Adam is such a lovely person. I follow him on Instagram. Oh, Kath, what's his Instagram name? Stuart says, can't wait to have him on the show on tonight for our reaction show. Thanks for another lovely Thursday morning, John. I love these get-together. Thank you, Karen. Do we know Raf's background? He's French, and he works in dyeing and printing of fabrics and costumes. Nikki says, I thought you were going back to bed, Nikki. Have a lovely day, everyone. I'm off to bath the dogs. Saw the photos, lovely. And Jennifer's posted. Yeah, I saw Jennifer's picture. Glennis says, thank you, John. Lovely chat. Carry on with my top. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. Jacqueline says, another name, Maisie. Lovely photos. Karen says, can't wait. You're so good at this, John. Thank you, Anne. Bye for now. Enjoy your day. Oh, well, I've got 2 days off now. So tonight, I'm going to do the Stuart thing. What else have I got in the diary? Oh, nothing. That's the only thing I've got to do. My house is filthy. I've got to clean my house. But it's raining, so I can stay in and do that. Anyway, have a great week, everyone. See you on Saturday and Sunday on Sewing Street. Thank you, Kathy. You will. Lovely chat, says Christine. Kath says, it's Adam James Brooks on Instagram. Adam James Brooks. You've made the boring journey bearable. Thank you, Lynn. Hope you've been concentrating, Lynn, though. Bye, John. Off to collect my new specs. Oh, I need some new glasses. Thanks to all. Enjoyed the chat, says Sandra. That was Karen who's getting glasses. Sue says, bye, all. Have a good day and stay safe. Yeah, everyone stay safe. Remember, we're still in a pandemic, so you be careful, everyone. You know you wanted a new challenge. Have you thought about child or animal fostering? I did. I have thought of child fostering, but a friend of mine round the corner does it, and I'd have to not do my job, and I wouldn't then be able to afford to foster, would I? Thank you, John, says Cousin Susan. Stuart says bye. Lovely chatting. Jackie says, if Raf works with fabrics, surely he knows what fabrics... Oh, no. That's what Raf will know about fabrics because that's what he does for a job. I think he's doing some work for Dulcie, actually, at the moment on Matilda. Michelle says, take care. And you, Michelle, get rid of that asthma. I think mine's bad today, so yours must be really bad. Great chat, says Anne. Thank you. Marilyn says bye. Oh, customers just walked in, so Stuart's got to go. Enjoy your time off, says Diana. Well, thanks to chat and have a good week all, says Catherine. Dawn says, can you cover bust adjustment sometime? Can't get patterns to fit. Dawn, send in a question. Send in a question to Simply Sewing. I'll place it on both. I'll replay it. No, what's the word? Repost it on both of my Facebook pages so you can see where you have to send them to. Have a lovely day, John. Everyone off to make some panto frocks out of my curtain, says Debbie. Love and Hug says low. Lynn to it says I'm not driving. Oh, good. I thought you were just listening and driving. Bye, John. Have a good day, says Helen. Christine says have a great day. He's off. Thank you, I will. Claire says thanks for the chat. Stay safe. Joan says thanks again, John. Have a lovely couple of days off. Have a lovely day, says Sarah Ann. Bye, John, says Debbie. Nancy says bye all. Anne says thanks, John. See you Saturday. Yeah, I've got, I can't remember who I've got on Saturday. Anyway. Oh, Jennifer's getting in a hot tub now. June says, love your chats, kept me going through lockdown. Thank you, June. Lovely to hear what everyone thinks. Yeah, I think it's interesting, isn't it, Francis? Princess says, have a good day. Thanks for chat. Love you. Linda says, bye, John. Right, I'm going to press the button now. Let you all get on with your day. I've already had an avocado for my breakfast, but I'm hungry again, so I don't know what I'll have now. Bye, Glenys. Bye, Margaret. You take care now. Thanks for the chat. Have a lovely rest of the day. Everyone says, Julie. Right, I'm going. I'm going to press the button now. Take care. Bye, Jackie. Take care. Send our love to Dave. Anne says, bye, everyone. Great chat as always. Oh, sorry. I feel awful pressing the button, but I'm pressing it now.